All right, folks, if you recognize this, you know how frustrating it is to have a VStar 650 that's hard starting. And the reason why it's hard starting is because the choke doesn't seem to work. And the reason the choke doesn't seem to work is because it's not really a choke, it's a fuel enrichment port. So what the VStars do is they need to suck more fuel in to add to the air mixture when it's cold out in order for it to start properly when it's cold. The bike runs great once you get it running, but it takes forever to get it running. It's just a real pain. This fuel enrichment port right here, that's what we would call a choke back in the day, but it's not choking anything. It's actually adding fuel. But what happens is they get clogged, and when you spray you clean your carburetors all up with your spray, your carb cleaner, and put it all back together, and it still won't start right. It's because you got this port needs to be cleaned out. And so what I have here is just a wire strand off a wire brush. It's about this fine of a piece of wire as I could get, and as long as I could get. And if you don't take and get something down in that it's a little tiny hole in there, you got to be able to get this piece of wire to go down in there. As you can see, it's not really that easy. I think I got it started. There we go. And so get it to go down in there as far as you can and work it around and clean it up as best you can. And then when you're done, do it to both of them. That port and this port, I've done them both already. And so you just want to get them cleaned out as best you can with that brush wire. And then you're going to take your carb cleaner and spray in that port. And what you want to find is when you spray it in there, you want fluid to be coming out right here. But it's not going to come out of there unless you open up the what we would call a choke, unless you open up the valve. And so you can see that working down in there. And so you got to spray your carb cleaner in there and get it coming out of there. And so what I'm going to do, just to kind of show you here, I'm going to hold that open with a pair of vice grips that I got laying here, so that usually I just hold it with my hand, but it would take 3 hands to hold the camera and everything. So anyway, you get it. Just going to kind of hold that open with those vice grips right there, so you can see that port's open. So I'm going to spray some carb cleaner right down in here, right in that fuel enrichment port, if I can get it on there with one hand. And then you're going to see it come out over here. This is what you're looking for, okay? Hold on. A little tough to do with one hand, okay. See that coming out of there? That means that port is open. That's what I need. And so you get that, you should be good to go. Put your carb back together, get it back on the bike. Hopefully it'll start good in cold weather. God bless, and hope that helps.